Everything you're about to hear on this podcast is completely improvised. The film title and director's names are kept secret from our guests and team until the moment that we hit record. They're about to work together to create a film that will undoubtedly be a box office smash hit. Welcome to this week's episode of the Improvised Movie Director Podcast.
David Lynch said, "I look at the world and I see absurdity all around me. People do strange things constantly, to the point that, for the most part, we manage not to see it. And don't I know that we overlook the absurd amongst us? I, for one, didn't realise how unusual my obsession with Eastenders and Curly Wurlys was until I dug into it with my therapist. Apparently both symbolise an unwillingness to pursue life in a straight line. Who knew? Today's director has an uncanny knack for capturing the absurd and bringing it right into our homes. I'm Martina Minnow, and I am joined today by none other than Sylvia Swank, director of Ocean's 13 Going on 30. Welcome, Sylvia.
Oh, hello.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Sylvia. I've wanted you on the show for quite some time, and I'm honoured that you're here.
Oh, flattery. My head will get so big I won't get through the door on the way out. It's lovely to be here.
Well, we're delighted to have you, and I don't think I could ever flatter you enough, because Ocean's 13 Going on 30, an immediate classic. I loved it.
Oh, I'm so glad you did. Really, I feel like it is my life. You know, it's my life and it's my life's work. I almost feel like I could just stop now and be quite satisfied, really.
Well, I really hope you don't stop, Sylvia, because you're one of my favourite directors. And Ocean's 13 Going on 30, it's interesting you say it's about your life, because I did see that journey. I saw a protagonist really take control of their life and live it to the full. And I did wonder, is that a touch of the swank in there?
Oh, yes. Well, swanky. The characters are swanky, and I think they all have a bit of me in them. They're all, it's the 13 different aspects of my personality, because all of us are made up of numerous different people, really, and we're different people when we're in front of different audiences, with different friends, with our family, at work, and so on and so forth. And really, the idea is that Ocean's 13 Going on 30 was this reflection of these different aspects of myself as a woman who is at that point in my life now, looking back at my 30s and the time when I turned 30. And really, yes, the portrayal of the multifaceted presentation of the human being in the world.
Absolutely, and I did really appreciate the way that each of those 13 characteristics really presented themselves. There was that wonderful opening sequence where we met all 13 of them, and they were all very larger than life and exciting, lots of different accents, lots of different personalities, and we'll cut to that right now.
Just another day in my small, modest Wiltshire mansion. It feels good to be modesty as I review the china crockery that I've acquired from various auction houses across the world.
Get the hell out the way, modesty. I'm a sense of inflated ego.
Oh, dear.
I had 2 cups of espresso today, and I don't know what I'm going to get up to.
Ugh, would you two please shut your kekos? I am trying to resist as melancholy artistry and the drive to create. It is very important that I lie on this chaise longue and admire a single bird I saw. He flies, he flaps, but for pourquoi?
I'm Lust. I come in an unexpected form.
Ow. Look there, the Toad of Lust is back again, here to put frog spawn all over the bath.
Shut up, disgust.
Oh, I just hate it, Toad. Could you not take a better form, like, a sexy lady or a bird?
And the youthful memories. I seem so cute, but at the time I was a real pain. I both bullied everyone and was terribly bullied.
Oh, youth, would you be quiet or speak up? You're giving me a terrible headache with indistinct words. I'm the hobby of making sourdough and learning to knit. And I've been around as an urge quietly since you were a teenager. I just like creating with my withered hand.
I am regret. Maybe you should have slept with Daniel Manson. He was a dick, but it might have been good. All those things you could have done, but now you'll never do them.
Hi, I'm Daniel Manson. You admired me for quite a while, and, well, therefore, you kind of assimilated parts of me. Sometimes you watch football and pretend to know what's going on. You wear kind of leather cuffs sometimes. It's a fashion statement, not as a kinky thing. You just thought they made my hands look long, elegant, interesting.
I'm a financial advisor. I've slowly crept my way into your personality. You never thought it would happen, but you find yourself thinking about fixed against variable rates. I'm a part of you, and you never thought it would happen to you.
Oh, hello, darling. Is your mum here? Just wanted to check that you've done the MOT on the car. Because I do worry. Yeah, I know it was last month, but I just, I worry. Also, well, while you're here, so nice to chat to you. Just wanted to let you know your father and I are getting divorced. All right, I'll see you next week.
I'm fear of having inferior crockery to your peers. That's the sign of how well you're doing. Oh no, is that Denby they have? They must think less of you.
Yeehaw! Well, my name is Robert, and I sure am a cowboy. I look at horses and I think, yeah, I could fucking ride one of those. I spin stuff around my fingers sometimes, pretend it's a gun. And I like to wear jeans and eat beans, and do other cowboy things that rhyme, like crack a whip and take a dip. Yeehaw!
Oh, well, Robert the cowboy, you're right, lust does come in unexpected forms and, well, crack of that whip, eh? So there we met the 13, all very different, all very insightful, and they all joined together to protect the protagonist, the Swank, from impending doom, drawing upon all of those characteristics, all of those life lessons, the caution of the financial advisor, the whipsnappery of the lust, the regret, teaching us not to make mistakes again. It was inspired. How did it feel watching those facets of your personality come together like that to protect our protagonist?
It was really, really a journey. I had to work extensively with psychoanalysts, with different kinds of Myers-Briggs tests, other kind of personality tests, an astrologer, just to really draw out and define these different aspects. And seeing them all, it just made me realize how busy my interior life really is. I mean, I don't really need friends. I've got so many just inside myself. And as you say, they protect the protagonist in the film, in the narrative. But also she goes on, obviously, to have this wonderful 30th birthday party, which becomes a heist, in as much as, and that's me really saying that life is really there for the taking, but you've got to get all your ducks in a row. You've got to understand yourself fully in order to steal the diamonds from the universe. And those are the opportunities the universe is offering us all the time, if we'll only, examine ourselves within and then be able to reach out and take it.
Absolutely. And I love this notion of with having 13 distinct personalities in one, you don't need any friends. I've never had a friend in my life. Am I lonely? No. And, well, diamonds are a girl's best friend, and that's what the pursuit is here. And we see our protagonist, the Swank, heading off in the pursuit of the diamonds. But she meets an unlikely foe. This took me quite by surprise. Let's cut to.
Excuse me, madam. I was wondering whether I might be able to pick your brains.
Yes?
Well, you see, I'm a,
I know what you are, young man.
Well, please tell me. Knowing one's identity is something that's always evaded me.
You are a jeweler. And you want all the diamonds for yourself.
That's exactly the words that I was looking for. I was trying to go with diamond analyst, but jeweler is a way better way of summing up my career. Thank you. Wait, what diamonds, madam? I thought you just stepped into the shop to peruse the rings.
Yes. Peruse the rings and definitely not steal your diamonds.
What, madam, are you... Sorry, this might come out of the blue, but are you planning on stealing any diamonds?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Madam, that is an illegal crime.
And you know what? I've done many, and I will do them again.
My goodness gracious me. Well, in that case, I guess, is it a crime to intend to steal some diamonds? I don't know, I'm going to ring the police anyway. Here I go. Beep, beep, beep.
911, what is your emergency?
Hello?
Hands up.
Whoa.
Tell them some kids have put some graffiti on your wall.
Some kids have put some graffitis on my wall.
Okay.
That's just an update from me, Daniel Mason the jeweler.
I've been waiting for this moment, Daniel Mason. And now I'm going to ruin your business.
Come on, Swank, don't do this. I know what we had was beautiful, but you can't just throw it all away. I know you've been doing some soul searching. Don't go down this road. I care about you.
Look, I'm through my youth. I'm coming into my old age.
You're only 30.
I don't want to have any more regrets, Daniel, like you.
Whoa. Stop gesturing with that rifle you've got. Please, I beg. Yeah, sure, I have regrets. It's a natural part of your 30s. Just like realising you can't really drink much anymore and wondering where it all went wrong.
It may have gone wrong, but I'm going to focus on the future. Now hand over those diamonds.
Very well. Here, have the diamonds. I keep them in a sack beside the counter. But remember, this heist will make a piece of you too. You can't ever escape.
Firstly, the chemistry between those two. Whew, I had to have half a sherry just to calm down. And then also, we then see Daniel Manson is the foe, but we also see that she has internalised a piece of Daniel. And we see her brain knows exactly what his next move is going to be because he is a part of her, like all of our lovers are, unfortunately. And we see these wrestling emotions, lust reactivated, surging through the loins, melancholy remembering the heartache, the internal conflict. She thought it was about the diamonds. Pah! It's never about the diamonds. It's about the emotions, and we see those gritty, gnarly, uncomfortable. It's dark, it's very dark, Sylvia.
Yes, and it gets even darker, of course, when it comes to the crockery. Because obviously that that we are all essentially driven by fear, and it's that fear of the keeping up with the Joneses, of the crockery and the Denby that she sees on her, obviously on her friends' dresses at other mansions in Wiltshire. And the Swank obviously has this driving fear behind her. So even once she and Daniel have had this climactic heist collision and reinvigoration of their relationship in all its aspects, and her understanding his every move, even once we're there, that fear has not gone away, and obviously drives the Swank to do very, very extreme things later on in the film.
Absolutely. There's this very powerful scene in front of the crockery dresser. She's looking the Denby right in the eye, and you see that conflict come to life. Let's cut to.
They're all chipped. Every single one of them. Sometimes you can't even see the chips. But they're there, waiting for the moment. They're dropped. It's a weakness, but it's also a charm. But I don't know if I can carry on like this. My sword
Daniel in the paper yesterday. He's gone out of business. And it's all my doing. I thought that dealing with my regrets would bring me the crockery I've always wanted. But really, it just created more chips.
And aren't we all a little chipped? I certainly am. Quite a sad scene there, I felt, and I wanted to ask, does that mirror a low point in your own life?
I think it's every Monday morning, really. I think that's how I feel when I wake up and I realise it's Monday. Quite honestly, I'm going to be quite honest, this is not the Insta part of my life. I know that looks terribly, terribly glamorous and full of, sourdough and knitting. But on a Monday morning, when I wake up, I look at myself in the mirror and really, I see a chipped butter dish, and not even a very well thought of brand. Something you could find in IKEA. I hate to say it, yes.
Oh, Sylvia, you are not IKEA. No, you are finely crafted, and for all your imperfections, you are universally adored. And I hope you know that about yourself. And we see the Swank go on her own self-discovery when she realises that diamonds aren't forever, and that actually she needs to see Daniel again. We see her go in hot pursuit.
Yes, is this the are you going to show the frog spawn scene?
One of my favourites. I've never been so excited about frog spawn since I was in year 4 and I went dipping in the pond. No, it absolutely is the frog spawn scene. Wonderful. Brought real joy to me. And I saw that touch of youthful memory coming through too. Here we go.
Daniel, I know things are bad, but lying in a pond with toads. I mean, surely there are other things you could have done now that you're not a jeweler anymore because I stole all your diamonds. And you could have worked at McDonald's. You could have started another business.
Nothing, Swank. Nothing caught my heart like a toad in a net, like toads. I've got to be honest with you. As I lie here and gaze at the stars, the cold press of kind of brackish water lapping behind my ears, surrounded by hopping amphibians and their tiny metamorphosing spawn. I've always felt like in my life there's been other aspects of me, aspects I don't show. There's about 13 of them if I had to count. It's an artistry, regret, and you're one of them, Swank. But whenever I think of my desire, my need for things, not just sexual things, although that is a factor, but emotional things, ambitions, drive, it's always taken the shape of a toad looking up at a mountain of frog spawn and thinking, yeah, that came out of me.
I've often thought that frog spawn was unappealing, but when you look at it, it's rather beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, little orbs of potential in the moonlight, like shiny little bubbles in a lobster tank, in an abandoned restaurant where the lobsters won't ever get eaten. What could be our bubbles? What could be our frog spawn? Swank, we could have had infinite frog spawn. These things might have metamorphosed into a future, into marriage, into kids, into... Well, I suppose not anymore. Not since you robbed me at gunpoint.
I'm sorry, Dad. I've let my past take my future, but I could have just let it blossom like frog spawn.
Come lie in the pond with me. Come, put your back in the water.
I don't know if Robert the cowboy would like this.
Yeehaw! I love me some frog spawn. Go ahead, girl, get all up in that frog spawn. I think they're sweet little critters, and I wish I lived around a more brackish water.
Yes, thank you, Robert. Okay.
Anytime, yeehaw! I'm off to get my boyfriend on a mountainside. Yee!
Right, well, in I go.
And there they are, lying amidst the little orbs of potential. Beautiful reconnection moment there. And we see Swank let go of her disgust and let go of her modesty. It's quite exciting.
Yes, it is one of my favorite scenes, and so I am so glad that you showed that one. It's the moment, yes, where she really looks finally, I suppose, beyond herself, and all of a sudden, Robert, the cowboy, he doesn't feel the need to be there anymore, because she has almost taken all these aspects of herself back into herself and is able to move forward as a complete person, as a holistic being. Yes,
absolutely. She goes from 13 to 1 just as she approaches that 30th birthday milestone, and we see her, for all her flaws, as a fully rounded woman. And I felt very inspired by that. And the closing sequence, her birthday. Now, obviously,
yes,
it's quite a funny moment where the car breaks down. She never did get that MOT, despite Mother telling her to. Talk us through that final walk that they go on their way to the birthday party. It's quite a profound moment, isn't it?
Yes, it is, and they're walking through the city, somewhere that we think of as being bustling with life, but the streets are deserted because it's a weekend and the city is just completely, there's no workers there at all. So it's these empty streets, these high-rise, shiny buildings that we so often associate with these sort of glamorous heist situations, and that really at that point it's where the financial advisor aspect is represented by those big city buildings, and all of a sudden we see that she's worked it out, she's grown up, she's there, she's all together, and there's this touching moment where they walk through and down the street, and just without a word dodge a dog mess that's on the pavement, just without even it's just seamless, because really she has got her life in order, she's got herself together, and she's on her way to this party, and it's on the banks of the Thames. So she thinks she's going to some restaurant somewhere or a bar, but actually the party's been arranged for her. Surprise, it's on the Thames. And so there she is, barefoot on the mud of the Thames, back to her nature and back to her essence kind of moment.
Absolutely. And I usually end a party barefoot on the Thames. It's quite novel to see it the other way round. Let's cut to that closing scene on the banks of the Thames where the Swank walks into her 30s with all of the self-assuredness of a woman who knows exactly who she is.
The silt between my toes. Disgusting, yet reassuring.
Darling, I brought you some drinks. A margarita made just the way you like it.
How appropriate for a party, after all. Thank you, Daniel.
Anytime. I feel like looking out over the city with you is what I want to do with the rest of my life. I hope you feel the same way.
I mean, a rickety financial prospect, but nonetheless, I would like that.
Really? You would take a financial risk for me?
I would say that all financial advisors would tell you there's no reward without risk.
You were my reward, Swank. You always were. Now, come on. Let's go skinny dip.
There's no reward without risk. Well, Sylvia, you certainly took a risk on this film, but it has proven to be very rewarding indeed. A marvellous endeavour. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's as I say, I really feel like I've poured everything of myself into it, although having spoken to you today about it, it has made me think that perhaps there's an Ocean's 14 going on 40. Perhaps.
Oh my, I had heard rumours of this, and it sounds like they might be true. We did find a trailer for this. Do I have your permission to play it?
Yes, you can.
Listeners, a scoop. Did you hear that? Rowena Rowe, 14 going on 40. And Rowena Rowe, she's turned 40 3 times already. Here we go, 14 going on 40 by Sylvia Swank, an exclusive.
Just when you thought you'd mastered your early 30s and all your personality was in check, you get dumped.
I'm sorry, I've got to go and pursue my career across the Atlantic. They've got different diamonds there, better diamonds and more frog spawn. Bye, Swank. Bye. Oh no, what are we to do? How awful, how terrible. One girl's journey, who's actually a woman and should probably not be referred to as a girl, considering it's a plot point that she's almost 40. This desiccated corpse of an entertainment character will discover more about herself than ever before. All your favourites are going to make a reappearance. Here comes the Toad of Lust.
Oh, I've changed my mind. I like all sorts now.
Here comes Youth.
Hello. Oh, I'm a distant memory.
And I know you remember Robert the Cowboy. Yeehaw! The financial times have hit me very hard. Cowboying in the middle of Wiltshire is a difficult career prospect. Perhaps I've wasted my life. Swank, perhaps we've all wasted our lives.
One woman will fill the gap in her soul by stealing everything that isn't nailed down.
Hello there.
Who are you?
I'm Beth.
Ocean's 14 going on 40. Being shown in cinemas and those very small TVs they make you watch on aeroplanes this fall.
Oh my, no one's filled the gap in my soul since 1972. I can't wait.
Oh, I'm very, very excited about it. And yes, we are hoping to start filming in earnest very, very soon. So yeah, it's going to be a really, really big thing for me this year.
Well, Swank, I'll be there on the front row in all my walks of personality, but I know I won't leave with any regrets. I can't wait. Sylvia Swank, you have been an absolute delight for us today. You're a very wise woman. Do you have any final words of wisdom for our listeners?
I would just urge everybody to find their inner cowboy. That's the most fun one. That's what I've discovered here. Find your Robert and be Robert the cowboy as much as you possibly can. And you can't go wrong, really.
Absolutely. Find that cowboy and ride it hard. Thank you, Sylvia Swank. The Improvised Movie Director podcast featured Sabrina Luisi as Martina Minnow, with resident improvisers Vicky Hawley and Rory Vieira, with special thanks to today's guest, Rebecca MacMillan. IMDp is produced and edited by Steve Tanner. Theme music by Matt Brown and Johnny Griffiths. Episode artwork by Marty Sears. Additional music by Stan Babbage. Follow us at Improv Movie Pod for updates on future episodes and live shows. Improvised Movie Director Podcast is a 4 Foot 1 Films production.